Good morning everyone. I am Lakshmi Ashok, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering, and today we are going to learn about energy sources. So, as we all know, energy is the capacity to do work, and it is an fundamental component and takes many natural forms. The natural resources are those derived from environment and which satisfy human needs. And as we all know the law of conservation of energy, that is, the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to the other. Then there are different types of energy, and the main classification is renewable and non-renewable. Renewable energy resources or infinite energy resources. That means they are directly available, immediately accessed, and can be replenished in a short period of time. These technologies, if adopted, make the families healthier, improve air quality, protects environmental values. Example can be solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, etc. Next is non-renewable energy sources. The resources that cannot be replenished in a short period of time as on they are consumed is non-renewable, and 85% of energy consumed in this world is from non-renewable resources. And examples are coal, crude oil, natural gas. Coal, it is obtained as a fossil fuel by the decaying of all plants and animals. Crude oil is when plants and animals die, they get covered by a thick layer of soil, and under high pressure and temperature crude oil will be formed. And natural gas is the cleanest form available, and it's a mixture of methane, ethane, propane and butane. Then there is another classification, that is conventional energy sources and non-conventional energy sources. Conventional energy sources means they have been in use for a larger time, and they are generally non-renewable resources of energy. They have almost been extinct, and example can be coal, petroleum, firewood, etc. Non-conventional energy sources means the unusual sources of energy that are usually renewable, they are inexhaustible, pollution free, and are in the process of development over the past few years. And the first non-conventional energy source is solar energy. As we all know, it's readily available, cheap, non-polluting, and can be utilized in two forms, directly or indirectly. Directly means in form of a photoelectric cell, and indirectly it is used for transformation from one form to the other. Then solar energy applications. It is used for solar water heating, space heating, drying, cooking, greenhouse effect, solar furnace, desalination and salt production. Then solar electricity, thermal, that is the solar energy is being used to heat up the water in the tower, which is in turn, the steam is in turn used for rotating the turbines, and thus electricity will be produced. And in case of solar electricity directly, we will be using photovoltaic cell, and a photovoltaic cell consists of a thin wafer consisting of phosphorus doped silicon on top of boron doped silicon. That is an n-type and p-type conductors is there. A p-n junction is formed between the two, and when the light falls on the p-n junction, electron hole pairs will be generated, and these electrons are drifted to the n-type, and the holes drifted to the p-type, and if when connected using a conductor, there is a flow of current between these two parts. This shows the working of a solar cell. Advantages: it's of course free, can be used in remote areas, and infinite, and if set up, then little maintenance is only required. But the major disadvantage is it can be used only when it's daytime and sunny. Then the initial cost of the solar collectors and panels is very expensive. Then it's practical only in some areas. Favorable climate and latitude must be there, and we usually produce DC current, so we need to convert that into AC current before supplying. And it must be stored in some other form when the conditions are prohibitive. The next type of non-conventional energy source is hydroelectric energy. Here we are using the gravitational force of the falling water in order to produce electricity, and the main components required is a dam, A dam is required, a reservoir in which the water is being stored. Then when the control gates are being opened, the water flows to the penstock, goes to the turbine rotates, it itself is connected to a transform generator, and it is connected to a step-up transformer, and in turn connected to the powerhouse and transmitted to power lines. And hydroelectric power plants also produce clean, renewable energy, can be located in place where there is enough water flow, and the flood control can also be done, so it has some other advantages. It can be used for recreational purposes, irrigational purposes, etc. And relatively short time is only required. But the major disadvantage is the application available to stream sites only, and seasonal variations can occur. During summer the flow will be varying and it will be causing disturbance in energy production. The next one is biofuels. It's mainly we obtain that from biomass. Biomass is a form of chemical energy which is formed by the waste of various human and natural activities, and the biofuels are mainly divided into three: first generation, second generation, and third generation biofuels. Then biogas, it is the most commonly used biofuel, and it is formed by the anaerobic digestion of the waste material in a chamber. And a biogas mainly consists of 65% of methane, 30 to 35% of carbon dioxide, 2% of nitrogen, hydrogen sulfate, etc. And it is clean, cheap, and a convenient cooking fuel, and it gives organic fertilizer. The byproduct obtained is an organic fertilizer also. The next type of non-conventional energy source is of course the energy from oceans, and it can be formed or it can be obtained in various forms, that is ocean thermal energy conversions can be there, tidal energy and wave energy. In ocean thermal energy conversion, we are using the temperature difference between the upper layers and the lower layers to produce electricity. Then in case of tidal energy, we are using the movement of water to generate electricity, and the kinetic energy of the tidal water is used for energy generation using a turbine. The next one is wave energy, that is the waves are caused by wind, and that energy of the waves is used for producing electricity. Geothermal energy, it is another form of non-conventional energy source, and it is formed within the rock formations near the magma. As we know, the temperature inside the earth is very high, as up to 4000 degrees Celsius, and it can be exploited in some areas only where the geological formations are close to the surface of the earth. To absorb the heat energy, water is being pumped under high pressure through the well into the higher depths, and there it gets converted to steam, and when it comes to the upper surface, it comes in contact with the atmospheric surface, and this steam can be in turn used for spinning the turbines and producing electricity. Then last one is wind energy, where we use the airflow to rotate the turbines and produce electricity. There is a 2 or 3 propeller like blades around a rotor, and the rotor is in turn connected to the main shaft which spins and generates electricity. It is renewable, widely used, produces no greenhouse gas emissions, and uses little land. This shows the figure of a windmill. And then the conservation of energy source means it's very important, means we have to efficiently use the energy resources, and the main principles are maximum energy efficiency and maximum cost effectiveness. And the various ways to conserve the available resources are: conserve the available fossil fuels so that it become available to our next generation also. Then the use of energy efficient devices, we all know 5-star, 4-star rated appliances are there, using them can conserve our available resources. Then relying on renewable resources and conduct energy auditing industries. So I hope you have understood the various non-conventional energy sources. Thank you.